I got any? Where my folks? Do I got anybody up in here that ever been through anything that you couldn't think of nothing, but you just had to think you was in a situation that you couldn't get out of? You didn't know how the outcome was going to be because you looked back and remembered how the Lord had delivered you before. You just say, this time, I'm just going to think myself happy. I'm not bothered. I'm not discouraged. I'm not stressed or depressed. I've learned that through all the hell I've been through in my past, right now I'm just going to think myself happy. After all the trouble, I've been troubled. This is what he said, because Paul got some testimonies. And I just suggest to y'all today that whenever you're going through anything right now, just remember what God has already done for you. Remember where he's already brought you from. Remember how he's already brought you out. Remember how he healed your body. Y'all ain't saying nothing up in here. But Paul had a testimony over in Corinthians, and he said, after all, I've been troubled on every side. This ain't nothing new to me. I've been troubled on every side. He said, but I'm not distressed. He said, I've been perplexed, but I'm not in despair. I've been persecuted, but I'm not forsaken. I've cast down, but I'm not destroyed. He said, because when I remember when I almost died, when I remember every prison cell that I've been in, I just think myself happy and say, whatever. I need y'all to just get a whatever down in your spirit. That you understand that bring it on, devil. Bring whatever you got on. Because I got a God who can fight all of my battles. He told me all I got to do was just stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. I don't have to lift a finger. All I have to do is look at you and say, whatever. Come on, clap your hands and give God some praise. Whatever, 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 whatever. Now we see Paul on a ship headed to Italy, and they found themselves shipwrecked. The ones that could swim, swam to shore. The rest, the Bible said, had to make it on boards, and some made it on broken pieces. Tell your neighbor, it don't matter how I make it, just so I make it. Some of you have made it by the skin of your teeth. Some of you have made it on a wing and a prayer. Some of you had to beg and borrow. Some of you had to press your way. Some of you had to praise your way. It don't matter how you did it, just so you did it. Some things in life will make you feel like you've been shipwrecked and everything has fallen to pieces. Your marriage fell to pieces. Your job has fell to pieces. Your business has fell to pieces. But you just have to look at the average white man and say, pick up the pieces. Y'all ain't been saved too long. Y'all don't remember the average white man. They say, pick up the pieces. Pick them up. Pick them up. Sometimes you just got to pick up the pieces of your broken heart. Pick up the pieces of your broken life. Pick up the pieces of your broken marriage. Pick up the pieces. Do I have any folk? Where are my folk? My folk tired. But let me see my folk. Stand up, my folk. See, sometimes church folk don't know when to shout. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm going to make it if I have to make it on broken pieces. Clap your hands and give God some praise because you made it. The Bible said Paul gathered up some sticks to make a fire, and all of a sudden a viper came out of the sticks and fastened itself on his hand. When the people saw that the poisonous snake was on his hand, the first thing they thought was that he was a murderer. Why is it? Why is it? Why is it that when some things go wrong in your life, people always think that you've done something wrong and now you're being punished for it? Why do people always think that? But I found out that bad things happen to good people. You got to have some rain in your life to appreciate the sun. You've got to have some bad days to appreciate the good days. You got to have some trials so that you can have some testimonies. The Bible says that he shook it off and he felt no harm. All the hell I've been through and I survived. All I got to say is whatever. They look for him to swell up and die. That's how people do. When things happen to you, they look for things. They look for you to die. The Bible said they look for him to swell up and die. And when nothing happened to him, they changed their minds. May I suggest that when tragic things happen in your life, people are looking for it to take you out. They are looking for you to lose your mind. Your friends will give you up for dead. Your family will tell you you ain't gonna make it. Your co-workers will pronounce the benediction on your life. But when they watch and see how you shake it off and say whatever, they'll change their minds about what they thought about you. You were looking for me to fall. You were looking for me to die. You were looking for me to throw in the towel. You were looking for them to turn the lights on me and call it a day. But I shook it off and I said whatever. I shook off the depression. I shook off the stress. I shook that man off. Y'all ain't saying nothing. I shook that woman off. I shook that baby daddy off. Oh, y'all ain't. I shook it all off. And I said, whatever. Whatever comes, whatever goes, I'ma shake it off. Do I have anybody up in here that have learned how to shake stuff off? And when I shake it off, I'ma live. I don't know about y'all. When I shake it off, I'ma live. I'm gonna survive because I made up in my mind that there's nothing and nobody on this earth that's worth me going to hell over. You can't depress me enough to turn my back on God. You can't stress me enough to turn my back on God. You can't walk out on me enough to turn my back on God. I'm gonna shake it off and I'm gonna live. You can't talk about me enough to make me turn my back on God. I'm gonna shake it off and I'm gonna live because I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Do I have any survivors up in here? Do I have any survivors up in here? Do I have any survivors up in here? And because I'm a survivor and because I learned how to shake it off, whatever you used to think about me, you get ready to change your mind. You get ready to change your mind because you thought I was out. You thought I was down for the count. You thought I was dead. You thought they was going to pronounce the benediction on me. You thought I was going to fail. You was looking for me to go under. But when you saw me shake it off, you got to change your mind about what you thought about me. You got to change your mind. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I am a survivor. I made it. Thank God I made it. I might have made it on broken pieces. I might have made it with a broken heart. I might have made it with a messed up mind. I might have made it with a sick body. But I made it. Thank God I made it. And because I made it, I can stand here today and I can shake it all off. I can shake it all off. And I can say whatever, 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 whatever. Bring it on, whatever. That's all you got, devil. whatever. Lord have mercy. Somebody ought to give God some praise. Somebody ought to clap your hands and thank God that you made it. Thank God that you made it. It don't matter how you made it. You just made it. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, look at me. I'm here. Look at your other neighbor. Shake your neighbor's hand. Shake your neighbor's hand. And say, neighbor, in case you didn't know it, if you don't know what a survivor looks like, you're shaking hands with a survivor right now. I survived. And because I got your name, you survived too. I learned how to shake it off. Shake it off. Tell somebody to shake it. Do you have anybody that can shake? Shake, 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 shake. Shake it off. You gotta learn how to shake stuff off. Don't let stuff get you down. Yeah, he left you for a younger woman, but she's stupid. She young and stupid. Y'all ain't saying nothing, but you got some wisdom to know how to pick up the pieces. Oh, y'all. He might have left you behind, but I suggest you just pick up the pieces and make it to shore. And if you can just make it to the shore, I guarantee you that you're going to survive. And then when they look at you and say, how did she make it? How did she get here? I thought sure we had her that time. I thought sure that was going to take her out that time. I thought sure she was going under that time. But when they look at you and see you praising God and see you giving God the glory, they're going to have to look at you and they're going to have to change their mind. Tell your neighbor, change your mind. Change, 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 change. Tell them to change. You got to change your mind. Change your mind. You're going to change your mind of what you thought about me. You're going to change it. They can't help it. Because they see you praising when you should be crying. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Oh, y'all. They see you lifting up your holy hands when somebody ought to have to help you hold them up. But tell them I can hold my own hands up. I can clap my own hands. I can pick up my own feet and put. I can run. I can clap. I can holler. I can scream. I can shout. I can do it all because I learned how to shake it off and tell it whatever. Oh my God. Come on, clap your hands and give God some praise up in here. Whatever. Whatever. You just got to have a whatever attitude. A whatever attitude. My. A whatever attitude. So you can't say that unless you can't say that unless you've already been through something and survived. See, Paul can say that because